Okay, cool. GeForce recording has started. I'm just keeping OBS up for kicks, just to keep it on streamer mode, because I like that. Because it's nowhere nearly as noisy or as distracting, but that does mean that like all the cool tidbits are just gonna have to. Okay. Alrighty. I guess with that said, we're just gonna have to start this proper. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's KWCC. I am your host, KaijuX, and with me today I have Alex, Ganyu, Greyshot, Birdman, Nagoda, and Ultimate Ditto. And today we're not going to be necessarily going over any of the other matches. Instead, we're going to be going over the survey results. Hopefully, something you'll be seeing really soon because this has to be recorded because half the U.S. is knocked out by a snowstorm right now. So.
Maybe not completely knocked out, but it's causing a lot of chaos.
That became very evident very quickly. So, yeah, not much we could really do about that. Unfortunately, it was like I was really excited to express all that live, but lo and behold, not gonna happen. So, alrighty. But let's get this show on the road. Greyshot, I believe you are the one that has the information, and you posted the results of everything here, so I guess we can go over the stuff on the site first, I guess?
Yeah, why don't we go over the winners of the awards?
Yeah.
So that way we can congratulate and make note of those that went above and beyond in the year of 2021.
Hooray!
So yeah, I guess first off in regards to writers, Matthew Freese was the number one choice, most likely due to 355.
Yeah.
Andrew, you were second.
Hooray!
Vincent Roger was third. Connor Clennell was fourth. And Joshua Stripmatter, who I think had his first match, last year, is in fifth.
I don't think that's his first match, in general, but I think, 357... Yeah, no.
I believe he made a comment on the forums about having being relatively new.
Yeah,
right.
His first match was 2020.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, 2020.
Yeah. Legendary Godzilla vs. Rodan was his first match in general. That was 306. But I think this. I can't remember if Ultraman vs. Showa Godzilla was his first match in general or what. But
it wasn't.
Okay. For 2021. Which I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure he had more than that.
Well, regardless, I mean, he had a hell of a year with Godzilla Reiwa versus Legendary and his other submissions like Ultraman versus Godzilla Showa. So, well done all around. In regards to the, I guess I will say is, does anyone have any comments? Think someone should be higher, lower? Anyone that should, anything of that nature?
It sounds about right.
In line with everyone's expectations for the year in review?
I'm surprised Vincent Rogers is high as he is, but at the same time, I think that's just him being... I think him just having the...
Bacon, if you're watching this, KaijuX thinks you suck.
I believe in you. You're stinky.
I think Nagoda should have been higher.
Well, of course you think that.
Oh,
Nah, I don't think so. I think the only match I
Where's
had this year was the...
Where's...
Ditto and Nagoda should have been in the top 5.
what I had was the King Kong, Rodan, Baragon, and Moscow, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Nagoda's. I think the year of Nagoda was 2020. In regards to him,
that was my year.
Yeah, he was firing on all cylinders. That was Nagoda, and everyone has their year they pull back. I mean, I'm not even on this list in any way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you didn't have too much in here this year.
I think that was similar in 2020. I think I had one match that I co-wrote, and that was it.
Right, something like that. Don't worry, Greyshot will be firing on all cylinders real soon.
Oh yeah, actually, I've been listening to an audiobook, and it is, I used to be like, oh yeah, listen to music. I'm like, no, listen to an audiobook, because you can get into a great rhythm for writing. But yeah, regardless, yeah, that will lead to change that eventually. Maybe 2022, maybe not 2023. Who knows?
We'll see.
But for the best 5 KWC matches, 355 was number 1. Red King, the Red King versus the Godzilla series monsters. Match 337, Godzilla Legendary versus Godzilla Reiwa was number 2. Match 339, Godzilla Heisei versus Ultraman was number 3. Number 4 was Kiryu versus Mechagodzilla Showa. And number 5, Ultraman versus Godzilla Showa.
Yeah. Those are a lot of the ones I think that are up here, pretty much highly deserving. I have generally no qualms with that. It's I think this is a pretty solid list all around. So it's it makes sense. They all make sense. They are all yay worthy. So.
Okay, out of all this, what, I guess we'll start from the top and work our way down. But Alex, what was your number 1 match of the year? You had to choose one match, your match of the year. What is it?
Ultraman versus Godzilla Showa.
Alright, Ganyu? I guess we can pause a moment.
Ganyu has to type. Yeah, Ganyu has to type.
I know. I guess I'll just express mine. I give a major shout out to Connor Clennell, and while GVR was firing on all cylinders this year, Matthew Freese, I will say that
Thank you.
My favorite was probably Godzilla Heisei versus Ultraman. Connor is a great writer, but that one knocked my socks off. Bacon, what was your favorite match of the year?
Hold on, let my brain wake up. I literally just woke up.
How GBR and Bacon enter at the same time. They're probably holding hands.
Shut up.
No.
No one asked. The Mechagodzilla Battle Royale, most likely. That was probably my favorite match of the year. No, fuck you, Birdman. I don't listen to British folks.
Well, in that case then, for Ganyu, it was Rathalos versus Kong Legendary versus Skullcrawler. An excellent choice. I completely agree. Kaiju X, what was yours?
Hang on. Let my brain think for a second. I had to correct something behind you, Greyshot, because you had match 355, match 355. I didn't understand how you got how that passed, so I made that correction for you. Not live, unfortunately. This is a pre-recorded message.
Oh. Well, it's probably just copy-paste error.
Favorite match? Yeah, hang on. I'm looking over all the ones that came out for 2021 right now.
Alright, Birdman, what was your choice?
I'm here. You can ask me too.
No. Oh, no. Listen, GVR. Bird. No, I'm just kidding. GVR, what's yours?
Yeah, my first was, I can't choose between Godzilla versus Heisei versus Ultraman and Legendary versus Reiwa. I can't choose between those two. They were both, pretty much equal in my mind.
Very understandable.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have.
Stand back.
I am probably gonna have to choose. It's either. Unfortunately, I did not get the chance to reread Godzilla versus Heisei versus Ultraman like I wanted to. So it's one of these days. I know I want to get around to that one, but for now, I can't give a solid, concise answer on that one. I'd imagine that one's going to be pretty high, but out of the ones I know I've read, it's between 337 and 355 for me. So
makes sense. Okay. Nagoto, what are your thoughts? What was your favorite match?
For mine, it'd probably be either Ultraman versus Showa or Ultraman versus Heisei. Between those two right now, because they're both really good.
That they are. And then ditto, last but certainly not least.
I would also say my favorite would probably be Heisei versus Ultraman.
Duly noted. Well, with those personal notes out of the way, let's dive into the 5 most original KWC matches of 2021. At number 1, we have match 355. At number 2, or the Red King versus the Godzilla series monsters. At number 2, we have match 333, Monster X, Crystalak, and the Visitor versus King Caesar, Baragon, and Gorosaurus.
Ew.
Match 350 was at number 3, Jet Jaguar versus Frankenstein versus Gauss. Number 4 is
Nice.
Gyra versus King Kong Showa. And at number 5, we have match 320, Bagora versus the Visitor. I must say, I do appreciate GVR, you voiced this in adding more unique categories, and I think that the one bright side of having and I completely agree, but the one bright side of the current ones we have and the bit of difference is you can choose between the 5 best, and maybe the ones that were just a bit weird that you didn't think quite made it, but still had their own merits. 355, I think people love regardless, which is why it's at number 1. But
Yeah.
the rest of these, I think they each did something very different, whether it be bloody action, a twist ending, a narrative story, a character that you see in a light that no one else has really written like that.
Mhm.
All of these did something different that people really latched onto.
I mean, I personally think 350 should have won this one.
Which is yeah.
Yeah, Jet Jaguar.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Cyber Gauss.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, when have we ever had vampires and zombies?
Exactly. That's the most original match of the year.
yeah, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I am inclined to think that it's like don't get me wrong, 355 is great, but I think 355 is far more just a well structured traditional KWC, with a little bit of a human element to it. But it's basically just a KWC done really well. I can't call it fully original. It's just done really well. But people really gravitate to the Monster X twist, don't they? But
Oh my god, that's totally original, you guys.
Well, technically, he's never gone in regards to being a good guy in the KWC. At least I don't think he has.
not that I'm consciously aware of, no. But
I think people just generally latched on. I also think the twist ending of Gyra being consumed by the Matango was a horrifying ending.
yeah. That's a decent one.
It's not a twist, but on a final note, the one match that, again, I think Bagor versus Vidor ending on the draw, having it very vicious, and then just kind of going out, I think was another reason why it was up there.
Yeah, very well handled with that one. But
We usually don't have matches that end in just like the two deciding to get away from each other.
Yeah.
Just to keep in mind, the idea that you might have for this, in regards to what people were thinking. The one after this directly, most of the votes are pretty close. The first and second place are kind of markedly higher than the rest. But right after right after Bagor versus the Visitor is match 325, King Kong Showa versus Jet Jaguar, which had critical mass or basically
Overcharged Kong.
lightning. Yeah, overcharged Kong. Yeah.
So. Yeah, no, but yeah, I do feel like I was saying, the rest, the other, aside from 355, the others I can kind of see how they got up here, but I do feel like 350 is probably even more deserving, just, not because I co-wrote it, but it's just, the premise, the setup, the nature of the story, even the fact that everything's practically on a more human-scaled, size.
It also has Detective Jet Jaguar.
Yeah.
Jet
So.
Jaguar killing vampires with a sword.
Yeah, it's great.
Also, since I just got on, are we not doing a live stream?
No, we're not. I was having live stream connectivity
I
issues,
can
so
tell from the two less than a half a minute.
yeah, that's not happening. We're just doing a traditional recording, unfortunately.
On to the next one, which is Best Banner Creators, and here Ditto was the winner, number 1, followed by Andrew Sudermeski, and then by our lovable Nagoda.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Ditto.
Congratulations,
yeah.
Ditto. But I think Nagoda should have been number 1.
Ditto, we've
Yeah,
been
Nicole's
keeping our
pretty
spots
good.
for years.
I actually would disagree. I think Landon, I think Ditto definitely deserves this, mainly because the number of banners that he made in this year was insane. I think he had like equal banners to second and third place combined.
Oh no,
And
I'm just joking.
And in regards to, so I think he's well deserved.
Why do we even have other like banner makers in the poll? It's literally just those three.
No,
Sometimes Soul, sometimes Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
sometimes you, GVR.
And you made a banner.
I don't deserve votes.
Oh my god, these medals are so heavy. So GVR as he won like almost every category. Fuck up.
Bacon also makes banners.
They haven't gone up yet.
Yeah, but
DVR's like, I don't deserve this award, and everyone else is like, damn right you don't.
Well, no, I don't want to say I deserve the best writer. That sounds super conceited. But like, I deserve to be like in the top 5 writers. I don't deserve to be in the top anything with the banners.
Man.
God damn it! I just remembered his banner for that he made for Blue originally for Attack Titan versus Kiryu versus Rodan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one Dakota had to fix because Attack Titan looked awful.
Well, in regards to other banner creators / artists, we have the best custom artist / creation of 2021, and that one went to EJ Sue for his work on 355. This one, it was an absolute blowout because, I mean, it's just a great banner. It's just absolutely top tier. Both Angela Riza and EJ Sue brought their best to the KWC, but I think of the two, the action of 355 is just what people gravitated towards. Anyone disagree or?
Not wrong, because it's like EJ Sue's banner is like, like it's got that nice dynamic punch. But I do, like I said, Angela Riza's banner is like, really like, it's sort of like there's a nice like poster-esque quality to it. That looks very strong, but it's like, when it comes to it's ultimately a little more on the static-y side in terms of like, poses. Whereas like 355's banner, it's like all the other monsters look lively enough, but then you get the nice highlight centerpiece of like Red King punching Zilla. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's an eye grabber right there. That one's.
We don't have a lot of banners where the monsters are like actively attacking each other, especially not like physically.
Yeah, so that again, Angela did a great job with hers, but I can understand how EJ Sue kind of like dominated this one. Hopefully, 2022 will mark a year that we could have more variety with the artists. Hopefully, but it's just a matter of who gets what and what time is available, because these are all commissioned. So, so
yeah, we do that. We do this because we do this because we want the kid like certain matches. Obviously we want them to have that extra mark. So giving them to our best banner creators or contacting artists to get the best work is just our way of making sure they have that extra punch. And in this case, it's there's no exception for either match. But yeah, I think both were stellar in their own ways. But now we are on to the best banners of 2021, and for the best banners, at number 1 we have match 353, Kiryu versus Mechagodzilla Hesai versus Mechagodzilla Showa. At number 2 we have Ultraman versus Godzilla Showa. And at number 3 we have match 339, Godzilla Hesai versus Ultraman.
I'm kind of surprised the Mechagodzilla three-way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that one sucks.
Yeah, that one. I would even say that one's my best banner. I'm like, it's fine. It's functionally fine, but I fail to see how it's like best worthy material in my opinion. It's like I could probably understand more of like, the other two by comparison. Like even 339, which why I don't hold it as like my best banner. It's like I personally would have like opted more for a like 320 banner. Personally, I'm really happy with how that one turned out, or something.
Go with 331.
Or yeah,
Godzilla.
or yeah, Ditto's 331. Yeah, no, that one's fantastic.
I think it's just like a lot of people read that match and saw the banner, which is pretty cool.
Or you know what? You know what's an underrated banner in this case? Attack Titan versus Rion. The banner for that one is superb.
But how many people read that match?
Fair.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so many people probably read the Mechagodzilla triple battle.
Because it's
And so
Mechagodzilla
they-
triple battle. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, the audience is an idiot or anything, but just like the matches that a lot of people would have read had more gravitas towards them.
Right,
More
and
people gravitate towards them.
Right, and thus people like voted the banners based off what they read. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think that
everyone
there's a
voted-
tendency to vote for matches that just happened as well. So I think that's why I think if like the match ended, the year ended with Garoran versus Violante round 2, that would have been because that one's actually in 5th place, and I'm surprised by that because that one's hilarious. That one is easily my favorite.
What's in
Everything
4th
else
place?
when I voted for the Mechagodzilla Battle
4th is
Royale
match
was,
3.
Zack Snyder.
Oh, nice.
I am trying to speak.
Bacon, you sound like a muffled.
Yeah,
you sound
Bacon,
like
you
you're
are
muffled by a
muffled.
pillow.
Yeah.
Trunk of a car.
You're being strangled.
I just woke up. I'm using my phone, and I am somewhat under the weather. And shut up, Ditto. You look like Munchlax. And third, everyone that voted for the Mechagodzilla banner, it was obviously Zack Snyder every fucking time. It's Dusty, and it have big fight.
You know,
That's the joke.
don't let Twig yell at you like that. Stand up for yourself, man.
TF2 pyro
Fuck up,
noises.
Ditto, I know you can kick his ass.
No, he didn't.
Free Bacon struggling to speak through a muffled microphone. He's fine.
Well, in regard to in regard to the next, in regards to the best debut matches of the year, this one was close, and then but it's close in a way of like a distant second. It's just Kong Legendary, obviously. Kong
Yeah.
Legendary is the winner, but Godzilla Show came in second, which was an impressive vote share of 46%. But even then, couldn't compete with Kong's 61% of the vote. Like,
Jeez
Kong just
Louise.
decimated.
Holy moly.
Rathalos was in 3rd. Rathalos was like neck and neck with Godzilla Showa. Like you know. So
I
yeah.
mean, that makes sense. You got the 2 big ones, and then the Monster Hunter match.
Yeah, no, that's. I'm pretty sure I voted for Kong on this one.
I think I did too.
Yeah,
I
this
also-
one will show.
For
It
sure,
was a
yeah.
great, I think it was a great match for Kong and Rathalos. I think Rathalos. If anyone had any doubts about Rathalos, this match completely burned them away in fire. Like it was great.
You should have just put Kong. Yeah, and Kong and like Rathalos in the same category since it's the same match.
Well, I mean, that's debut wise. Rathalos still had the Colossal Titan match under his
No,
belt
I
too.
know,
So
I'm just saying overall.
Well, yeah, 350 is like, or 330, I should say, is like clearly the best debut match of the year. But the best monster, but the best monster of the two, I think, was Kong Legend. But the fact Rathalos was that high just states how well it was written. Yeah, and then Godzilla Showa was in 2nd. I don't think anyone's surprised by that with Frankenstein versus Godzilla Showa.
Let's go.
hooray!
Yeah.
And
So,
I assume that like the it kind of dips after Rathalos. I assume.
We're actually tied with Rathalos is Baragon Millennium.
Oh.
Like he's like they're all, and then it goes down. King Cobra's by remarkably next, and then it's Kaishin Muba, then the Muto.
Okay, yeah.
Then the Visitor, and last is Rion.
Okay.
Good.
Damn. No love for
Good.
Kashimuba.
Yeah, massive dub that Rion is at the bottom. Whoever wrote it should be ashamed of himself. piece of shit.
Well, hey, in regards to the next matches, hey GVR, did you know that you won this one as well? You won best 5 uses of Kaiju. Match 355 was number 1 with the Red King versus Match 357 was number 2 with Ultraman versus Godzilla Showa. At number 3, we have match 337, Godzilla Legendary versus Godzilla Reiwa. Number 4, we have Godzilla Legendary and Mothra Legendary versus Des Ghidorah. And at number 5, match 353, it's the Mechagodzilla Battle Royale.
I think people like my matches. I don't know why.
It's
Maybe because you're good at things.
maybe because you're a capable writer. I don't know. It's hard to really pin it down on that one.
Nah.
And this is just the KWC.
GVR's got his pulse on what the community wants, aka Godzilla the series and legendary monsters.
Apparently.
My man is sitting on a throne and he's like, "Ah, damn, this crown is feeling a bit heavy. Maybe someone else should wear it for a while. I'm feeling lazy. I'm going to bed."
Do we want to go over the KWCE results like after this is done?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that's what this is for.
Okay.
Yeah. Afterward, we have best human or alien characters. Match 353 was in number 1, the Mechagodzilla Battle Royale. Number 2 was Ultraman versus Godzilla Showa. Number 3 was match 322, Godzilla Heisei versus Dagora round 2.
Hooray!
Let's go.
Number 4 was 350. And at number 5, it was 355, the Red King battles you-know-who.
Gray Shot's like dying from having to read.
I'm not saying every monster. I've refused because I knew it was going to be on here a ton.
You could have just said Godzilla the series. Yeah, GTS gang.
Godzilla versus GTS. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I think again this category brings to light some monster or some matches that I think were maybe weaker in other aspects, but had strong characters like Godzilla Heisei versus Dagora and 350.
Hey, yeah.
Y'all have any other any comments on this? Anything that was missed or?
Godzilla Hazy versus Dagora round 2.
Is Jaguar on here?
Yeah,
350.
Yeah, 350.
350. Wait, okay, we're at 5 best narratives, right? Or human characters?
We're on human characters.
Okay.
The one above it.
Okay. Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, no, I can't complain too much. I think all these are pretty well deserving.
All right. Well then, for the last category for at least the major matches, match 355 won best story / narrative for Red King versus Godzilla the series monsters. Match 353 Kiryu versus Mechagodzilla versus Mechagodzilla Showa won second. Match 337 Godzilla Legendary versus Godzilla Reiwa came in third. Ultraman versus Godzilla Showa match 357 came in fourth. And match number 5, match 333, Monster X, Crystalak, and the Visitor versus King Caesar, Baragon, Millennium, and Gorosaurus.
Ew.
I would personally want like 350 on this one. Like,
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
really don't think 333 is that like good of a narrative.
Right. No, that one.
350 blows it out of the water.
Yeah. For 333, like it has a good a decent the Monster X twist, and people really seem to gravitate to that. But it's like I can't say it's that it's still very much standard KWC with somewhat just basic quintessential elements, and then you got that twist. Whereas I think again 350 I think is far more deserving to be at least up here somewhere. By comparison.
I don't think 355 should have been number 1 for this one.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, the monster element is super enjoyable.
It's a very simple story.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's wrong. Well, in that case, then let's go to celebration of the best writer or the best new writer of 2021, which was Quentin Blackburn, which match 342 Bagan versus Legion, a category that he won with a pretty good vote share.
Oh yeah, I could see that. That one was a really nice, strong opener. And while Dan Rogers is who are our new writers for this year? The other new ones.
I think
Soggy.
Click someone open the server.
Yeah, that's right. Soggy, Anthony Clemens, and then there was a second one. I don't know. I think Quentin Blackburn gave a really solid KWC with 342. So.
Yeah, Dan Rogers, Anthony Clemens, and Quentin Blackburn.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, Anthony Clemens and Dan Rogers for match 319, Cyber Godzilla versus Mechanic Kong, and match 338, Orga versus Mechagodzilla Showa.
Okay, yeah. Dan Rogers, very solid writer for that man. But yeah, no, I think Quentin Blackburn, definitely deserves it in my opinion. That one was just a really fun, engaging, and original KWC all around. Like both the setting and the premise are just it's really nice. It's a really nice story. So.
Well. On to the final results, which were the best writing duo of 2021. GDR, do you know who won this one?
Mother.
Yeah, it was Ditto and Nagoda, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Vincent Rogers, Matthew Freese for match 355.
What a surprise!
I think this
sounds so like upset that we won. Man, fuck you.
I just I don't know.
No,
I don't
GBR is
know.
upset because you won something.
No. I mean, I just don't know how to react to winning.
Well, I will say that I don't think we've had this for at least maybe a year or two, because match 300 won many categories, but I don't think it was as prevailing as 355 was in this year, mainly because of how close to the end of the year 355 was. It was so hot in everyone's minds that I think it was the thing that people latched onto. Yeah, I think that definitely helped. So 300, I think last year 300 was mid-year. Yeah, it was mid-year. So it was it still won a lot of categories, but it wasn't quite there. The year before that, I don't think we had that stellar match, so it was a lot more spaced out. So I think this is a return to
Yeah.
what we've had in the past, where one match, or a few matches, really just carried the torches throughout a lot of the categories. Yeah, but anyone have any final comments? Anything about the awards? It's we will be doing a mid-year survey, probably in June or July for some things. So keep an eye out for that. But I think that in regards to 2021, it was a stellar year in regards to our feedback, in regards to our matches, or in regards to additions. And yeah, I think everyone here is excited for what's going to happen in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Be an exciting year for sure. I can guarantee that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, do we sound better now?
Yeah, you sound a lot better now. You sound.
Fuck you, phone. Get out of here. Oh, I accidentally actually threw it in the trash.
Well, here, why don't we dive into the KWCE Awards with GVR, if you have them pulled up?
Oh,
Yes.
well,
Let me pull
we're
it up
not
real
gonna
quick,
announce
quickly.
the combatants.
We're gonna go over that in a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, KWCE Awards. Pull those up real quick. Yeah, KWCE, this was the first year of our new leadership. It went very well, I would say. We had quite an interesting set of results, I'll say that much. First off, Best Writer. The first place was a tie between myself, Godzilla vs. Rayquaza, and Shin-Gojira14, both of us with 6 votes.
Hooray!
Coming up in second place was Shipper's Dreamer, aka Harley, with 2 votes. Finally, in third place was Godzilla vs. Jason, also known as Alex, with 1 vote.
Nice.
Best match. I will say before I continue, there was sort of trends towards a few specific matches, but unlike with the KWC, there wasn't one match that dominated everything. There was a nice sort of spread. Best match, first place with 5 votes was Legendary Godzilla vs. Primal Rage.
Awesome.
Second place was a tie between Redman vs. Tyrant and Gohan and Gamma vs. Gauss vs. GMK Godzilla, both with 3 votes.
Oh yeah.
And finally, in third place, tied all with 1 vote each, is 1954 Godzilla vs. Pacific Rim, Aaron vs. Jean, John, however you want to pronounce it. I don't know Japanese names. Devil Joe vs. King Kong, and Godzilla and Bagan vs. G Bionic Gauss.
Hey yeah.
it's Jean.
Yeah. Okay. Best use of Kaiju. At first place, tied both with 5 votes, was Legendary Godzilla vs. Primal Rage and Redman vs. Tyrant. In second place, tied with 2 votes, was Monster vs. Rodan vs. the Creation Trio and 1954 Godzilla vs. Pacific Rim. And in third place with 1 vote was Devil Joe vs. King Kong.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Best use of humans/aliens. In first place with 6 votes was Gohan and Gamera vs. Gauss vs. GMK Godzilla. Second place with 3 votes, Dragon Lotus vs. Dororin.
Really?
Third place with 2 votes each. Third place with 2 votes each, Aaron vs. Jean and 1954 Godzilla vs. Pacific Rim. And then finally, Godzilla, Jet Jaguar, and King Caesar versus Zeton with 1 vote.
I'm pretty surprised Dragon Lotus versus Dororin had a good amount of votes.
Considering no one seemed to have read it, yeah. I guess they just read it and didn't say anything. I don't know. I do sometimes wonder, like, how many people read KWCEs like way after the fact, way after they're posted, and just like don't post their comments and thoughts on them just because, like, oh, I don't want to like revive the thread or anything.
Right. I don't know. Or even it could just be. Well, no, I guess voting wise they would have to have an account. So yeah, I don't know. Don't ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that just lurk on the forums. I mean, I've like taken like a glance at like in regards to KWCs. I usually I only read like a select, but I usually do check out like to see who wins the match. So, or for the KWC for like a relation to that, while we have solid or great, the highest viewership on the site, we get like a few Facebook comments,
Yeah.
because most people just read it and it's going to be like, oh, okay, and then they leave 1 or 2 people leave comments. So I don't think it's anything to note on the viewership in regards to the poll. Like your awards only get a fraction of the people because like people only vote if they feel confident in the survey. Feedback awards get a lot more votes compared to the awards because of that.
And also because with the KWCE you need an account to vote.
Yeah.
You need an account on TK to vote, and there's probably like dozens of people reading the KWCE who just like don't want to make an account.
Right, or can't make an account maybe because they're too young or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to blame them for not wanting to make an account on the forums.
That's fine. That's understandable.
I wouldn't want to be here with Jay Navs either.
Voyager.
Yeah, I am too. Oh, I could just list a whole bunch of names off. But, continuing onwards. Most creative match. Gohan and Gamera vs. Gauss vs. GMK Godzilla was in first place with 5 votes. Legendary Godzilla vs. Primal Rage was in second place with 3 votes. And then tied for third with 2 votes each. Godzilla 2000 vs. Witherstorm, Monster vs. Rodan vs. the Creation Trio, and Godzilla 1954 vs. Pacific Rim. And I agree with like what Gershaw was saying earlier about how like awards like most creative give matches that are like aren't the best quality wise, still a chance to shine for the ideas they bring.
Yes.
Because Godzilla 2000 vs. the Witherstorm, it wasn't like an amazing match. You could tell it was an earlier match of Bacon's.
We don't talk about it. I don't want to remember cringe.
But it was still creative. It was still like it was a match set in Minecraft.
Right.
You're not gonna get that anywhere else.
Of course,
That is a gamer moment, indeed. You do have a point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even though it wasn't the best match, like, still the idea of Godzilla in Minecraft world and sort of like the conflicting physics of it was really cool.
Yes.
Like, that's still like something to be praised in of itself. Yeah.
I think that's part of the appeal of the KWCE is that like even if we don't have yet any like huge 20, 30,000 word matches, we bring stuff that the KWC will never see.
Right.
Like your mother.
Don't spoil our year. Don't spoil the next match. And finally, best story in first place, both tied with 4 votes. 1954 Godzilla vs. Pacific Rim and Redman vs. Tyrant. In second place with 3 votes, Gohan and Gamera vs. Gauss vs. GMK Godzilla. Coming up in third with 2 votes, Aaron versus Jean. And then rounding out the end, Monsters Rodin versus the Creation Trio and Legendary Godzilla versus Primal Rage, both with 1 vote.
That's so weird. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a very interesting lineup of votes.
Ultraman
I was not
Boy
expecting a lot of
versus
these.
2001 should have won every category.
If we go with the idea I had of making a funniest match category, it would have won.
Yeah, Ultraman Boy versus GOK Godzilla.
Godzilla. Oh, how he hated the Japanese.
I'm adding that to the KWCE Awards. I don't care if the KWC adopts it.
Poggers!
I'm adding the funniest match category.
I'm tempted to do that actually because I wrote something the other day that was written solely for comedy, based on a recent discussion we had. Because I was like, I'm going to troll the KWC group in a certain way.
Oh boy!
And I wrote it, and then when you said funniest part, I'm like, perfect. So this is I am always open to adding more categories, and if we can get some awesome new ones, or we can think of some new ones, I will happily add it. Funny, most comedic or most comedic match might just be a well done addition, because I think, in some respects, funniest banner also might be.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would definitely be an interesting thing to do, because it's like it would force I wouldn't say force, but I think you would have to think outside of the box to think of more different things to compete with everyone else. It's like, oh, I never thought about writing a funny match before. I never thought about making a comedic banner before. So
obviously, like, oh yeah. Go ahead.
So it's sort of like, it's sort of like, rather than keep it to the confines of safety, it's like, hey, why not just do something creative, do something actually different, and not just, same thing again and again. It's like, yeah, no, that's certainly an option to look into. And while I'm usually a guy that plays things straight, I am thinking about maybe doing a comedic match with more comedy elements. I just don't know how to do that with my writing style, but...
Well, also, funniest match doesn't necessarily need to be like the match is a joke.
Right,
Because, like,
right.
it can be a match that has humorous moments in it.
Right, a lot of humor in it, yeah.
Yeah,
Here's how
exactly.
you do it. You get me.
He has a point.
That's fair. You just get Alex, and then you win.
Yeah, like, you can
I
have
don't know,
a serious
I
match
think-
that still has jokes in it.
Exactly. I think I can easily. I think I will win this, category. With my sense of humor. Everyone just loves my sense of humor, right, guys?
You are a joke. You're not the good guy.
But yeah, I think like categories like this would be a good idea because like obviously the best match one, the best match one is always going to come down to like who wrote a 20,000 word match, or who wrote a match that has legendary Godzilla doing a bunch of cool stuff, or
Yeah.
who wrote the icons fighting.
Mhm.
It'd be cool if we had a year without legendary Godzilla. See how it really goes.
Still got other Godzillas.
That Ditto's right.
Just the whole year of Godzilla Ultima.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
So 2 matches?
Maybe.
I honestly disagree. I think the fact that people want to read a certain match shouldn't go against the character. Like,
Of course.
SI Godzilla had the same thing 5 years ago. Even more so. Everyone loved reading him, and now Legendary's kind of stolen that mantle away from him. Who knows what the mantle will be in 5 years or 10 years, or if what it'll look like. But just because the monster is popular, one should not argue against its inclusion.
Well, no, I'm not against Monster vs. Godzilla matches. I just feel like there's a few too many.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Just tone it down a bit. Give other
Yeah, Monster vs. Godzilla is
shot.
awesome. It's just like we have other monsters, man.
No,
I also think that it's popular because everyone wants to rate a Godzilla legendary match. So all of these Godzilla legendary matches come out, and it's going to be the case of, oh, why does Gamora win every match? I'm going to rate where he loses, or I'm not going to rate anything with Godzilla legendary. And it'll happen. It just takes time.
Yeah.
And I think as we one change that I think we've mentioned on in the back is our back catalog has shrunk considerably to the point where I think by next year we will be running at a pretty efficient machine, like a efficient machine, I should say. So I think you'll see that change impact far quicker than it would have in the past. Like in 2016, you would not have noticed. I think even, I mean, for God's sake, how long did it take for Godzilla Legendary to make it into the KWC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A year.
A year because, you know, 2014 was a big missed opportunity, and then we took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, KWC like ebbs and flows because like Monster X was the punching bag, and then a bunch of people went, "I want to write matches where Monster X is cool," and now he has a winning streak basically.
Right.
Now he has a winning streak, and he is probably like the reason why a lot of matches that got the high votes are where they are, is because like, oh, I like Kaiju, or not Kaiju, I like Monster X. Oh, look, he had an awesome arc. I vote. I click.
Yeah, Kaiju X. How do you feel about being in the KWC
I love it.
and losing to Gorosaurus?
I don't.
Cooler than Monster X.
I am making Kaiju X lose to Varen.
Oh, okay.
Well, in regards to monsters, why don't we discuss the changes that are upcoming for the KWC, specifically in regards to the additions and changes that are allowing some commands that originally would have been disqualified to enter.
Right.
So
the additions and subtractions, if you will.
yes, let's start with the. I guess we'll actually get the subtractions out of the way because it's more minor. Baragon Showa is still going to be retired, as is Godzilla Reiwa. We just.
We're still sorting through everything, but like for now, just like they are still in projected for retirement. Both of them, I think, are still going to be out before the end of this year. So
They are.
What I'll say is expect a lot of Shin Godzilla matches this year.
yes.
Shin Godzilla is not going to die with a whimper. He'll end with a bang. That is all that we can say.
Yeah.
So yeah. Apologies if you wish to write for him. That we are no longer accepting.
KWCE.
Yeah, that is the KWC. GVR is he's got his hat. It's turned upside down. He is willing for any railroad matches to be slipped in there, maybe with a 20.
Send us Shin Godzilla matches, please. Just send us matches.
No.
Yeah, send us matches.
Yeah. Now onto the additions, the exciting new monsters that are being added. We'll start from the top. And Greer Singular Point is getting added. So for anyone that's like,
because he got first place in the survey.
Yeah.
Guys, remember when we shouldn't have said no to adding Anguirus from the beginning? Man,
Well,
that
now
was
we
sure
have,
a
like-
smart choice.
Well, now we have.
no,
full
that was the
confirmation
survey.
that
I literally said, let's see what the survey says. Survey says everyone loves Anguirus. I was
That's who
wrong,
told you
and
all, the one
I
you
will
love,
bend to the
Anguirus.
audience.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like a year, if like, because at the time we said no, I think we felt like we had decent reason to say no. But you know, survey says Anguirus is like most voted. People really want him in. Then all right, I see no qualms with
like
that.
a game show.
Survey says.
I'm not annoyed at Grayshot's take because he had a brain. Kaiju X went, oh yeah, this can help with my idea that I've been having.
Oh, yeah!
You support him.
Anguirus is going to use cosmic worms again.
Yes, I am. That's my scapegoat.
Well, here, I'll be right back. Kaiju X, why don't you dive into Ava and Rayquaza next?
All right, gotcha. Right. So, like, Anguirus got the most votes out of, like, I think everyone. I think he kind of dominated, the voting by good margin compared to everyone else. But I think, I don't know. I haven't seen the new updated stats, so I'm not wholly sure where everyone else is. Is this all? Is all this relative? No. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Taro wasn't in that survey. He was in a different question.
That's true. Okay, yeah, that's true. But yeah.
And same with the Super X and the Gotengo.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is just an alphabetical order right here.
Okay, yeah, I think this is alphabetical. Oh, but yeah, Ava OO. Looks like we're gonna be getting the complete OG package of Unit 0, Unit 1, and Unit 2. Something I am perfectly content with.
Justice for the rebuild Avas. No one voted for them.
No. Yeah, no, the other, yeah, to emphasize, I think out of all the I think because we literally have like all the other popular ones, which was like Unit 2, Unit 1, Zerul, and Sachiel, like, yeah, I think people just want, it's like Unit 0 to complete the set. In many respects, you could say that's probably all we need. Because all the other Ava characters, Unit 8, Unit 13, stinking Ramiel, I don't think any of them performed significantly well. I'm more than confident all of them were really low.
Yeah, I made the
game
comment,
moment.
but I can pull up the stats, but Mount Lady beat. I joked on the thing, but looking back at it, I did double check. But the joke slash probably people did in jest. Some people probably just why not. But Mountain Lady beat Gormagala, Black Diablos, all the other Avas, all the other all the other Pokemon entries. Like,
Wasn't she in the top 10?
Ace, let me check.
Yeah, you're gonna need to pull up the stats because I don't know the updated stats or what's changed since then. So,
Yeah, I can throw out the stats, but yeah, at least for Rayquaza,
Yes.
actually was in a what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, technically Rayquaza was in 10th, but compared to the competition that we were looking at, we had to keep in mind A, the amount of Pokemon votes, and B, the fact that while there were certain monsters that got a higher vote share than others, which monsters we were realistically going to add.
Mhm.
So, like, technically, Komodo, Thraxon, and Gusano were on the list. We probably won't be adding them anymore because we kind of realized we're kind of promising false hopes in this regard.
Right.
And it's kind of diluting the rest of the share. I think the same thing with a lot of the MonsterVerse editions, like Amaluk and Kamazotz, with being like one-off comic editions. It's like they're cool, but we realistically wouldn't really add them because like Bagora, is Kamazotz but better, and Amaluk is interesting, but like 3D model and all that.
right, getting the resources for that one is difficult. Tiamat was ultimately sort of the best one because it's like, hey, we have contact with Dopepope who made the model for that. So acquiring those assets is not that difficult. And, there are just a lot of other 3D sculptures and whatnot out and about.
So if you remove the ones that removing the monsters that kind of fill or quote unquote filler, what you're left the same way I would also make note with like actually they're too far low. Actually it's perfect. So if you want to look at like the matches that we're actually looking at, which would be Anguirus, Tiamat, Gudon, Daimajin, Ava, Rayquaza. Like, these are the monsters we actively looked at and discussed in regards to adding. And obviously, we're not saying that if it's not on the list on the site, they will never be added. We're just saying that based on, like, our discussions internally and the discussions in regards to feedback of what was voted, we decided to announce Anguirus SP, Ava 001, and Rayquaza.
Mm-hmm.
On a side note, after Rayquaza, like right underneath, you have Pecan, Twin-tailed, Lightning Bug, Mount Lady, and then you start getting into Gormagala, Black Diablos dip below it, Ramiel below it, Groudon, Meadow all the way down there, so...
Right, and the other thing I would note too is, like, I think realistically we should probably keep the Rayquaza as our Pokemon rep. I mean, I wouldn't mind re-engaging the audience, like, say, after Rayquaza's had a match and has been present for a year, let's say. Just to see the reception to Pokemon, the KWC, how it's been handled, how it's been executed, and just see if there's any more interest there, if it's all just, like, all eggs in one basket for Rayquaza.
Exactly, because I think Rayquaza has got a number of things going for it, which is why I okayed it. Originally, I was very much against Pokemon, mainly because you'd have to upscale, you'd have to do a lot of different things, and really the only monsters that work are Pokemon that are so far that are unique and so far that are separated from the average Pokemon by such a degree they are known as legendary.
Yeah.
And even among the legendary Pokemon, the only ones that really are Kaiju and scaled and unique were like probably Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza.
Yeah.
And of those, Rayquaza is by far the most unique, by far the most by far the most unique and the most mythical of the two. I mean, Rayquaza puts down Kyogre and Groudon in the series, so it is by far the most powerful of the three.
And his general,
Most dangerous too, because he literally stabs a person in the manga.
Yeah, like Rayquaza is I describe this as a beast. Like, it is a Pokemon that in 99% of the lore is not caught, is beyond beyond the average power level of anything else, and is like a kaiju among Pokemon.
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
and that's why I think that was the general understanding. Plus, I mean, it's a highly popular Pokemon. People love the design. People love the thing. It was kind of a easy choice once we were like, okay, does it have the support? And the answer is overwhelmingly yes.
Yeah.
And based on the feedback, it is the one of the 7 that people are most excited for. So I think it was a correct choice.
yeah, for sure. And plus, I think we didn't have the creation trio on there, partially because it's like when you control or possess the power of time, space, or antimatter, it's like how far out is that?
Yeah, we don't need a kaiju that literally controls the flow of time.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will argue though that like even then it's like I control space and time. Timmy, can I come out and fight the Caterpie? Like,
Yeah.
it's a
Pokemon's
little,
weird.
It's weird, yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Well, it's like with Pokemon. I wanted to add when we were furthering discussing it. I have been pushing for Pokemon since day one that I've joined this, and I remember when we were like, oh, which one should we put on the poll? And we all agreed, no Arceus, Palkia, Dialga, or Giratina, because we don't want time, space, literally God, and literally Satan. Like, Arceus created the universe. We don't want that in the KWC.
We already lost our minds when Utsuno can blow up a planet.
Yeah.
But power scaling says Godzilla also has that. No.
No, it doesn't. Shut up, Versus Battles Wiki.
Yeah.
Well, does anyone have any final comments in regards to Rayquaza?
I mean, he's literally in my username, so I think you know how I feel.
Yeah.
I
I think literally like Rayquaza. I also think because it's like my KWC technical brain can be somewhat stingy at times. Rayquaza has everything going for him, like great like monster-esque design, Snake Boy, popular. He's part of a set, but he's independent of that set, so he's not beholden to being part of the trio. And he also has, and also the Toho stuff that we do have has him shiny, and he has the Mega Form. So it's like all the good elements you would want out of a Pokemon rep for KWC is found like in Rayquaza, and I think it'd be best that we stick to Rayquaza in this particular instance. But yeah, like
Sorry, I mean, I didn't realize I was still muted. Yes, yeah. So I think we all can agree. I think Rayquaza is the most exciting choice of the bunch.
yeah,
But I think the other exciting choices are the Super X and the Gotengo.
oh yeah, this is going to be an interesting. This was somewhat of a compromise internally too, just because it's like you definitely had those that were supportive of the shift, and then there were others that were against it, and reasonably so. The status quo has been like Gotengo and Super X's are all like super, like they're the super weapons. They're just the things that fight kaiju. But understandably, I think we kind of at least came to the consensus that's like KWC should not just be kaiju, but things that can fight kaiju. And I think that was Great Shot that said that one. That was brilliantly spoken.
Like, can I add something to that thought?
Yes, go ahead.
With that, I remember too, it was specifically like, you don't need all of them, just use the ones that are actually useful. Because who the fuck wants the JSDF weapon from Destroy All Monsters?
SY3.
It took forever to
You also
convince
don't
you
need
of Super
Laser
X.
Tails as a combatant either.
and
because Laser
Gotengo.
Tails is
Right. I mean, by
Yeah, and another thing was like, also power level, because the Goten can just blow up planets.
Right. But for you to, like, it has a one-time weapon that's used to blow up planets because it's all in the drill, but,
It's still
It's
blowing
still
up
a weapon.
planet.
yeah, no, I get. But point is, it's like, when you think about it, by principle, adding an SDF thing is no different than how we do with monsters. It's like, there are naturally those worthy of inclusions, but then there are those that obviously aren't. Because it's like, we're not adding every single monster under the sun, though it may certainly seem like it. I mean, it's like, we don't have a tango, we don't have, like, giant lizard or giant condor or the such. So it's like, there are naturally those that are never going to be included in the KWC on the kaiju side. And I think it makes sense in principle to adhere to a similar logic on the SDF side of the spectrum. It's like, yeah, you get worthy combatants like the Gotengo or the Super X's, but, Maser tanks and whatnot, it's like, no, that's not happening. I don't care how much you ask, that's not happening. But for the SDF side of the spectrum, I think we are just going to be looking at sort of like what we have available. And the best part is, like, at least for the SDF stuff we're looking at right now, like, upscaling isn't needed. They're already naturally scaled to like 100-meter range, so that makes it easier for me. If there are any others we are going to look at, I mean, we'll see that. We'll see that as it comes. We don't know where it's going to go next. But for now, our safest and best bets, we're just sticking to hybrid Gotengo and merged Super X's. So, and hopefully I think people will be happy enough with that. Plus, I think the opportunities, there's a certain, like, chemistry or, like, element to the Gotengo and Super X's that make them different from, like, the other mechas. Partially just because it's, like, it's not just, I mean, this could just be me. Because it's like riding them, it's like, I think they are different because they are vessels, they're vehicles, as opposed to machines. That, give them a different chemistry or a different flavor when you compare that to riding something else. So it's like, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. It's going to be really interesting. But yeah.
Agreed. And I think the main note is, again, the KWC should be for not only kaiju, but those that fight it. And the Super X and the Gotengo have the reputation and, well, fanfare, and the massive amount of pop culture popularity that their inclusions were the obvious. So don't expect the Garou to show up and be the newest awesome monster in the KWC or the fighters.
You mean we're not adding a single helicopter?
No, we're not adding a single helicopter.
No!
Maybe a single tank.
Yeah,
We're not adding laser tank ever.
Okay, we'll add a tank, but it has to be commanded by Gordon.
Yeah, plus the other thing about these two is that they've actually beaten Godzilla at least once.
Right, they tangled with Kaiju, and their track records are good enough to warrant a proper inclusion. Like, again, Super X's have constantly fought against Godzilla, and even won in 2 out of 3 cases. And the Gotengo, right,
would have killed Godzilla if the Russians didn't accidentally set it off.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Gotengo has a whole treasure trove of extra stuff it's done. That's like, geez Louise.
He beats Amanda and traps Godzilla in the ice in Final Wars.
Right, and then
Not against the giant mosquito.
Yeah, giant mosquito, and participate in the Caesar X movie where it gets a mosquito kill and helps freeze the mammoth one. So it's like, the Gotengo just going off movies is like, it's done stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, yay worthy. Welcome to the KWC, buddy. It's just time will tell how soon you'll get in, but it will be included. So
I tried to push for Gunhead and Aerobot.
one of those is understandable, the other less so.
Aerobot's cool.
No, it isn't.
Wow.
Well, because apparently we can't scale up the SDF stuff. Gunhead's not allowed.
I mean, do you know how much alcohol that thing's gonna need?
Oh, yeah.
Not more than the entire state of Florida, so...
But yeah, moving on from the Gotengo, Tiamat, I think we semi-covered already. So it's like...
we don't need Kamazazi die. He burns from high beams.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, I know. We basically just got that with Bagora. Like, had Camazotz had much more of a true darkness influence, I think I might have been okay with him, but it's like, yeah, no, he's just Bagora. That's kind of all he is, really.
Yeah,
Bagora with mini Bagoras. That's the most he's got going for him.
Bagora, but edgy.
Yeah.
But Camazotz is the average Redditor.
Yes. So.
No, that's Twin Tail.
Did we go over Taro?
Yeah, no, Taro, I think, is the last big, like, noteworthy ones. Like, yes, we are adding another Ultraman. Taro did exceptionally well. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, he was definitely the most voted out of, like, everything else that we had on there. So it's like, ooh, okay. Yeah, so we hear you, folks. We will be adding Ultraman Taro.
People want more Ultramans, guys. Nice.
Yeah. So.
Just because we're adding more Ultraman Kaiju doesn't mean this is now the Ultraman War Chronicles.
That's the KWCE.
Pretty
We
much.
have all of them for some reason.
Oh.
We still don't have all of them. If we had all of them, they would be the majority of the roster.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Imagine if we had a monster that appeared in one episode and does nothing. Oh wait!
You mean Behemoth?
Oh yeah.
The man who shows up twice and gets clapped in his only canonical fight. With tree.
Yes, we are adding Taro because Taro pretty much won the Ultra poll.
He's also one of the more popular Ultras of the show. Ultraman.
Yep. Look forward to Taro because Taro is insane.
Yes, indeed.
We have already gone over that in the KWC staff and have lost our minds with how this man can stop monsters from evolving.
Monster.
Taro can stop monsters from evolving. He can spin fast enough to create an energy tornado.
He can reverse evolve something too, can't he?
Yeah.
You can make a bucket.
Oh, yeah.
I remember GVR texted me at like 4 a.m. one time, this giant fucking text wheel of just Ultraman Taro is stronger than Ava 13, and I didn't even read it, sent him the fucking conspiracy gif from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and then I read it.
Yeah, plus he can self-destruct and come back to life.
Oh shit.
That was in reference to the fact that Super Taro will be allowed, even if we do not have all the Ultra Brothers, because you can just have them like show up and do the fusion thing.
Right, or whatever. Or, you know, I'm sure, like, even the, whatever.
I was gonna bring up the final note that while he may seem like a villain with all the bullshit powers, it is not true. And tangent, we have our new villain selection for the KWC main title banner.
Hooray!
Was it hastily put together in the last second because we panicked? No, definitely not.
The KWC is very organized.
Absolutely.
We know exactly what we're doing.
All the time. Oh, hold on, a tree branch just fell on my car. I'll be right back.
Oh my, what? They heard us talking shit about Ampaluk.
Does that mean WOS is trying to attack the shop?
But yeah, friggin'.
We should allow Humpty Dumpty in the KWC. He's big enough. He's an egg. He's unique.
You're a Humpty Dumpty.
Your mom's a Humpty Dumpty bitch.
No, you.
That Motherfucker, that isn't even a comeback.
Hey.
Quick, Gold Gray Shot's gonna reveal all the secret editions.
All right, cool.
Your mom Showa, your mom Hesse, your mom Wairo, your mom Legendary.
Ultraman Scott the Waz.
Yeah, Ultraman Scott the Waz. Joe will be very happy about that one. We're adding Boba Fett and then replacing him with Mandalorian halfway into the roster.
Super Manila.
We're adding Dave Filoni. We are adding Bolton and Bolton, the fucking ball thing. We are
Bolton.
adding Gundam 1, a random dragon, Entei. I'm now just looking around my room to name random shit. Bowser, Squirtle, Mewtwo, Lucina, Diddy Kong, Link,
Bowser.
Cloud Stripe, Shovel Knight, Mega Man.
What is this stuff?
Tyler Belmont, Darth Revan, Red Hood, Lee.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are adding Heisei Godzilla to the KWC.
Yes.
We've been waiting for this for a long time.
Not like he's been there since the start or anything.
Oh, I clapped too hard. My hands hurt.
Too hard.
Bacon, your nitroglycerin bones are exploding every time you move.
That is very true. We're adding my record collection to the KWC.
Danny's right. We're also adding Pigmon with a gun.
We are adding Steve from Minecraft, Goku Black, Android 21, Super Mario, Goku, Master Chief, everyone.
The Gray Shot killed him.
Exclusive announcement. We're not adding you to the KWC.
We're adding,
The first match is against Bagan.
Good luck.
So the viewers, the mutos.
we're adding the
Nice.
roster.
We're adding Joe Rogan to the KWC.
No!
I would like to note we do not spread disinformation here except Kaiju X on occasion.
Yes. No, I actually. No. That's.
Whichever this recording, you're gonna laugh at the amount of things I named.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Gray Shot. We spread everything.
That's what she said.
It's everywhere.
That's also what she said.
We do not spread disinformation, except for the idea that we're competent people.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Oh my gosh. We're all clowns around here. Ugh.
That's just you.
But yeah.
Do we even have anything else to go over?
I think there's the match
The
request.
survey match request.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the survey match request. Also, Great Shot, don't you need to like read like the stuff from the awards of like the favorite moment from the match and stuff?
Oh yeah.
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 But of course.
We had people write down their thoughts and feelings. We got to read them off.
Of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, let me export this data so it's a little bit easier. Give me just a moment.
All right.
But yeah.
Time with the request real quick. While you do that.
Oh yeah. Oh, in regards to the request, well, we had a variety chosen, and we kind of put up to chance. And Gamora, we had a few that were just like blank. So, but yeah, the major topic was we went of the choices that we had an option to. We went with the one that was the most interesting and the one we thought we would suit well with the audience. And I think Gamora versus Godzilla Show is a classic match that we're surprised has not been made yet.
Well, I mean, Godzilla show has just been here.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
I was just saying, if I had to pick a match that Godzilla would be, that Godzilla would be in, I think him fighting Gamora is like at the top.
Yes.
But yeah. Okay. Otherwise, let us go over the comments. So, in regards to, were there any matches you just liked, did not think meet the quality standards? Do we want to go over all of these, or
Just go over like a few highlights.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
probably the highlights.
350 was a good story, but the action was a bit too far in between. Still impressive. Tessa Go had a good debut, but the match itself was lackluster. Zone Fighter vs. Gamora was disappointing. which I don't think anyone here is going to argue with.
Unfortunately, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to debate with you on that.
Look, it's not us, but the match was not great. It was, as Bacon sometimes puts it, it's a bit stinky.
I think 350. I think 355 was pretty cringe.
Well, here, the other comment, let's see, King Kong versus Rodan and Baragon and versus Masagami.
I think Nagoto put that one.
Yeah.
That does not surprise me. Otherwise, I'm trying to like go through these other comments. What? Any matches with Titans?
And you're probably.
I wasn't too on to Godzilla Legendary versus Godzilla Reiwa. Ooh, hot take. Especially with the ladders powering through whatever, but that's extremely subjective on my end. At least he owns it. He understands.
Yeah.
I think that was like a common, I guess, complaint about the match. It was just.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. Powering through the pulses was a bit much. I was like, oh, you shouldn't have been marred or something at least. I don't know. But the blowback was pretty cool though. That was great.
One cannot argue that. Excluding Orga versus Mechazola just seemed real short. Daniel versus Reiwa, Baragon versus C-Rex, Zone Fighter versus Gamora. On a character side, not a fan of Godzilla Hesai versus Dagora at round 2, or Shin ignoring Burning Godzilla. Which I can understand.
Yeah.
Another note of Godzilla vs. Dagora and how the characters were portrayed. Let's see, anything other than... I think those were the... Yeah, those appear... GMK Baragon's debut match in Utsuno versus Grand King.
Understandable.
And then I guess on a final note, I feel a couple could have been fleshed out. King Kong vs. Jet Jaguar particularly comes to mind with a rather abrupt and anticlimactic ending. Hulk Zordam versus Monster X, particularly the Kaiser Ghidorah section, also could have been used greater improving on. That I can also agree with. I think the biggest one I feel gripes with is King Kong versus Black Moth. Just something about it feels off, especially with the tacked on ending, trying to garner sympathy points that aren't earned. But all I can think at the moment, the rest were either average or just knocked out of the park.
Yeah, no, I agree with that assessment of like a match that just randomly shoves in an emotional moment is dumb.
Okay, moving on to favorites.
Otherwise, in regards to, we asked the population for their favorite interpretation of characters, mainly just to see what kind of the audience feels are good representations of the characters. I was very interested in kind of taking a look and digging a little bit deeper into this. Godzilla in match 337, 339, 340, and 357. So I think this is the Ultraman. Here, let me pull up the exact list so we can kind of see. So I can kind of go back and forth. So 337 is Legendary versus Reiwa. 339 and 340 are Hesai versus Ultraman, and Legendary Mothra versus Ghidorah. So those are within reason. I don't think there's anything crazy about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to pick the best ones. There's a lot of just like Orgut 18, or there's Orgut 185, which is kind of obvious. People like Showa Godzilla from 357, Red King 355, which I completely agree.
Oh yeah.
I like when Consume Monsters gain powers. Another 185, 357, 357. Bagan, Godzilla Hesai versus Bagan. So, wait, what? Oh, right, from the 190.
190, yeah.
Yeah. Generally, most entries with Zilla. The tuna head always has that scrappy underdog feel with an emphasis on claws and teeth. The Parenthood showed in the recent 336 was damn good.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise. Well, here, and then there's a lot of list of matches, but Orga from 243 and Godzilla, Reiwa from 273 and Baragon from 104. With all of that, I'll be right back. I have to go answer something, so I'll be. So you guys can carry on without me for a second.
All right, cool. We'll leak more stuff. Quick, hurry.
Peter Jackson, King Kong.
Okay.
Gypsy Danger.
Really big man.
Ultraman Trigger.
Really
Is that
big man.
Joe?
Oh,
We are
No.
adding the Dino
this is Dave
Box.
Filoni.
I said
Face.
that earlier, Joe. Commander Cody, Plain Monkey,
Yeah, but Joe said it
Ultraman
better.
Z.
Ultron, Deadpool, Pikachu, Hawkeye, a random Autobot, a Lizard,
Yeah.
Goldrass, Mecha Gamora, D&D dinosaurs, D&D dragons, fucking every character from Dune.
Oh yeah, so who drew the banner for the character select screen thing?
EJ Sue.
You
Yes.
did.
We are
Okay.
adding everyone from 2001: A Space Odyssey, the entirety of Game of Thrones, and Lord of the Rings. We are adding everyone from Hunger Games.
We're adding Pim and Charlie from Smiling Friends.
Oh yeah.
Charlie from Smiling Friends, Pim from Smiling Friends, the alien from Alien.
The Predator from Predator.
Yeah, the Predator from Predator. Trying to like.
What did I miss?
Missed a lot.
We went through all the stuff, you know.
Yeah. System of a Down album is added to the roster.
Which one? I don't know which one. Are we hybridizing them?
Ligma.
No, it's just System of a Down. I think it's their first album I have.
Okay, okay.
Pennywise, Darth Maul,
Pepsi Zero.
He's nuts.
Captain Rex, but he's fat.
What?
Yeah, Rayshot's taking a sweet ass fucking time. Christ.
Oh yes, we're adding Freddy Fazbear.
Yes.
We're adding
adding
Ronald
the Meg.
Reagan.
We're adding a random Megalodon. Not the Meg from the Meg. No, we're adding just a Megalodon.
Or like Stinky Lodon.
That's Teslodon. Teslodon is
We're adding Deton.
If only. Pain. By adding paint. Random paint that I have.
How far did I get on the best writer of the year? Just curious.
I think Grayshot told us like the percentages of each writer.
Yeah, no, he didn't go over that part, so we don't know. So we'll have to ask him when he gets back.
Donald Duck in a Stormtrooper outfit.
Donald Dick.
George Lucas.
George
The cast of
Lucas.
the Goonies. Gollum. E.T. Goku GT.
Oh, good.
Deadpool.
I want Goku Super.
Goku Super.
No, I want Goku Z.
No.
Alright, I'm back, and I've heard all of it. So,
Oh, thank fucking Christ.
Thank you, Gracia.
I said I was
Yeah,
gonna
that
be
was
gone.
good.
I didn't
Listen
say
to
to
Bacon
torture the
Ramble.
audience. But yes, here, we'll go for... I think you guys get an idea of, like, the monsters that, we want to see removed. So let us dive down into do you have any recommendations? in regards to the KWC. And perhaps the use of scrap monsters like Mirror 201 or the Visitor has been too much, but I'm not sure on the change of rules the KWC has gone through since I've not been on the forums to know much about it. So I guess like a resentment or like a more trepidation on the concept characters. Which is understandable. It is something that we do keep in mind that because they are concepts, they can be used more loosely, and we have to be mindful of like how they are implemented because like one, unlike let's say the films, which you can clearly see or have some kind of foundation, a script can be twisted or like things can change.
Yeah.
So we understand your reservation and make note that like if we do get too much negativity in regards to those kind of characters being added, it is something we will.
I think something that should be looked over. I do agree with that, but at the same time, it's like I think we are also trying to be careful with who we add because it's not like we're going as far as to say we're going to add Golos or a monster with barely any information to its name because it's like
too bad fuckers, we're adding Red Moon.
Right, so it's like stuff like that. It's like we are trying to be careful with the ones that we do add, and we have to make sure that we have enough substantial information concerning the character to justify their inclusion. That's what I always look, because it's like this is all written at the end of the day. Even though it is all patterned after stuff we see visually, it is still written. So I can see, I'm not saying I don't get it, but it's like I think the scrap monsters just have an advantage in a more pure writing environment. IMO, but
more reinterpretations of monsters, but nothing too out there.
I agree with that one.
Yeah, then he lists Kiri being mad by another monster's roar. More Godzilla and Hesai Gamera. More Kaiju. Let's lean back from the anime stuff and keep monsters to fights roughly their own same size and power level. Melee fights are always great. Shootouts only work if you're both packing heat.
No.
Yeah, we kind of enjoy our anime nonsense. Okay. We're gonna keep it to our anime nonsense.
I think specifically in this match, what he's referring to is if you have a monster, something like Godzilla Hesai versus Gorosaurus, I don't think would fly in current standards as it did back then.
Oh, right, being sent miles away.
Yeah, I think what he means by both packing is both monsters have an ability to do something to the other.
Yeah.
That whereas Gorosaurus versus Biollante would be about as entertaining as skewering some. I don't know. I don't think it would be. I think it's too one-sided.
Who's doing furious clicking at the speed of a
Morse code?
Yeah, light year speed.
Ditto saying "help me" in Morse code.
Well, I would counter to that person's thing of keep the monsters to how they are in the movies, in terms of power. We're not limited by suits and strings here.
Yeah, totally.
She can fly now.
Yeah, I can have Ultraman act like Ultras do in the modern era, which is basically live action anime.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's we're not beholden. Yeah, even though the suits and stuff are our basis, we're not beholden to those restrictions or limitations. So we could probably, we can apply more detail or characteristics that just wouldn't be there for a suit due to Suitmation's limitations.
Also, no anime stuff. Have you watched Final Wars?
Right.
Did you see Monster X?
Yeah, Monster X is about anime villain as you can get.
Yeah.
This man literally does karate moves.
Don't forget Godzilla in Final Wars throughout that entire movie. He literally throws Kumonga over the horizon.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Anime invented throwing.
So in short, no, we will not tone it down. I will have Heisei Godzilla throwing Gorosaurus into space soon enough.
We'll have Heisei Godzilla throw Legendary Godzilla with one hand.
We already have that.
Wait, yeah, we already have that.
And do it again.
Do it again!
With his left hand.
Here's the left hand.
No, that's not allowed. That didn't happen.
Anyway, continue, Gracia.
Well, any case, on a similar note, we have, I'd love to see a battle royale between guardian monsters back in ancient times.
Nice.
I assume GMK crew? I assume?
Yeah, Guardians is a very vast term.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I guess. It's probably,
What, like Gamera, Mothra, Manda, Batra, GMK monsters?
Right, right.
GMK monsters.
Who are we talking about here?
That's all it says. I'm liking more diverse picks with Monster Hunter and Marvel monsters. More diversity between the monster inclusions would be fantastic.
Awesome.
I think our current inclusions are about as diverse as you possibly get. We have 7, and all of them are from different areas of the, library.
All shapes and sizes.
Right, right. And I think I personally like focusing more on the diversity angle. So good news. We got more of that coming.
Better too. Less human characters, more fight, and put back Frankenstein.
No.
Maybe no.
Right, right. Maybe no. Yeah, exactly.
Go back to show a size scale.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Like I know we had to wind up like beefing up a lot of the smaller monsters to be more consistent, so the full spectrum of the height scale isn't put to full use like I wanted to. But yeah, no, we're not going back. We're not shrinking anyone down. We're at least sticking to 100 meters, and then next time we'll beef everyone up to 300 meters.
Look, King Ghidorah
Get everyone in anime Godzilla scale.
Look, King Ghidorah is not as intimidating when he's only like 100 meters tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot take, I don't think 100 meters is even that big anyway. Anyway.
I mean, in the modern day, it's not. Like,
well, in real life context, it's not that big at all. It really
that's what I'm
isn't.
saying. Like, there's a reason Godzilla keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's because buildings keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
In regards to, I could completely agree. I don't think we're gonna getting in. There's another comment. Remove the concept of retirement. Another thing we're not removing. Retirement is there for a reason.
Right.
And while
But
people
it's
might
going
not
to
like
slow
it,
down.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be slowed down, and I think we're like the ones that we do go for. Hopefully we can all kind of like, at least in staff, at least be unanimous to agree that it's like, okay, this one should go. Like
Shin Godzilla is going to be the last one for a while.
right, yeah. Shin and Baragon, Showa Baragon, I think are going to be the last ones that are going to hit the retirement bin for a while. And if we have reason to replace anything, then we can go for it. Personally, in my opinion, I'm just expressing something on my side here. KWC, I think classic KWC rules had always emphasized sort of like original monsters over incarnations in a lot of ways. So my brain tends to attach to the idea that it's like, if we're going to replace anything, we replace like, incarnations. Because it's like because original monsters can be debated. Because it's like two monsters could be like burrowing types, but still be different monsters. So it's like, do you really value sort of like, how should I put this? Do you really like put like a value over something that's like, because you're a burrower, you can't get in because we got 5 million burrowers? Or do we look at it as like a different kind of burrower? That's always tricky with like original monsters, just because it's like, you then have to scale it to their abilities and whatnot. So it's like, I'm always a little... Granted, you do need to suppress some because of their simplicity. That's just an unfortunate happenstance, just because of, just because we don't want to overdo it. And, understandably so. But it's like, there has to be a limit on certain things, and there will come a point where it's like, okay, we have to not include these things, because unless they absolutely bring something that they can bring to the table, it's like, we should be more serious with that. And I'm not opposed to simple monsters, it's just, simple monsters their simplicity is their benefit, but it's also their detriment. So, there's that.
Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, no, retirement should be used more. But obviously, I know when. I realized, maybe not.
Right,
So
right.
will,
I think at the very least, because it's like Heisei Mothra made sense to retire because of the other Mothras we have. We wanted to bring in Millennium, and how similar she, like, even though she did have like one or two key differences, she was ultimately very similar to Mothra Leo, and it was like, okay, making that switch made perfect sense. Or removing Frankenstein to emphasize the Gargantuas. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Because it's like Frankenstein does like maybe boast a different atmospheric element just because it's like he's a different character. But I think that's a case where it's like, okay, we can kind of agree on that. Or for the case of the Godzillas, it's like we don't want to overdo it with Godzillas and Ghidorahs. We're good with where we are. And plus, Ultima does a lot of the things Shin can do and better, at least in context of their respective appearances. So,
yeah. Also note that retirement is also a factor of it is a note of, in some ways, of popularity, because a monster that's very popular at one point might not be popular at a point down the line.
Yeah.
Which means that while yes, it's a factor of, if a monster doesn't get matches for hundreds of matches, then it might just be best to retire them with grace instead of allowing them to gather dust on a roster. But yeah, no. Otherwise, let's continue.
Yes.
It should include non-Toho Kaiju. Again, we wish it could happen, but can't because it's just a limitation of the KWC and the Toho Kingdom in general.
Yeah, that is
KWCE.
Yeah, KWCE. That's the place you want to go to for that. Like, literally, no matter how much leniency we get from higher ups, saying no to, like, we cannot move away from the whole Toho thing. That is literally part of what makes the KWC the KWC, and we just cannot get rid of that even if we wanted to. So, yeah. Great shot, you there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Completely agree. Anything that was retired this year should be put back on the table for unretirement. Shin being retired, especially a blight, and I believe was handled poorly. I can understand Frank, even if it should have stuck around, but Shin deserved to stay.
Not in Gray Shot's opinion.
Yeah, bye. No, it's again, it's a situation where, a monster has very similar powers. While it's an awesome monster in many respects, it's just one. It's not as a monster for a lot of respects, but it does do a lot of the same things as Ultima, and yeah.
Right. And plus, we have enough Godzillas in the roster as it is. Those Ultima and Shin are similar, like, even just kind of on a surface level view. So making that call and replacement, even if you don't agree with it, does make sense.
I personally think there should be a month that allows matches for new authors or authors who want to join the KWC. It would give more incentive for new creators to join. It would give more variety. I completely understand this sentiment. I think that is a noble effort to make. The main issue is A, organizing such an event, and B,
having enough new writers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we get a lot of great submissions. New people are sending stuff to us all the time. The major factor that I at least see is not. Thank you for muting yourself. I think the major thing that is just organizing this and putting it enough in advance. It might be something to consider with like the mid-year survey to like give people a heads up and then do something like this. But yeah, I think it is a noble effort and one we should definitely think about.
Yeah.
Otherwise, matches need more story than just a Monster A shows up and Monster B shows up.
I
think we're pretty much doing that though.
I mean, we for most at least most staff tend to emphasize more story elements because it's just naturally where you go. But classic KWC is Monster A beats up Monster B kind of thing. Like that's always been the foundation the KWC's been built on. It's just that a lot of us more experienced writers tend to do more story derivative elements, and that's just something you can't satisfy everyone with. Whether it's KWC's too simple or KWC's too complex, you can't really satisfy everyone. You just got to go with what works best for you.
Excellent point.
So,
continue the storyline of some of the matches, as in the one with the biggest overarching story. I think that one's me. Some stories, Gamma versus Hedorah round 2, the Titan stories have way too much human parts in the story. Some stories are just too short.
Alex, we need to do more human parts.
Yeah, do more human parts.
Yeah, I'm doing that just to spite that person.
Here, I'll be right back. Someone's at my door.
Oh no, Gray Shot's being robbed. Gray Shot, no!
This is the Gray Shot is distracted hour.
yourself, Gray Shot.
Do more human stories.
Alright, human stories, got it.
Alright, time to make my matches more human plot.
Alright, great.
Yeah.
Thanks to this one user, we are now making all of our KWCs more human-centric.
This is now the Human War Chronicles.
Featuring Kaiju.
Have a match where it's all humans, but then at the very end you get Godzilla punching a Gauss.
And that's
And
it.
then dies.
Zaki to roundhouse kick Doctor Who in the head.
And I'm back. Apologies, someone broke into my mailbox.
Bruh.
Exciting day, I gotta admit, and I don't know why.
Wait, are you serious? Someone broke into your mailbox?
Yes.
What the
I'm not
heck?
kidding.
Bruh.
Oh!
I am not joking on that one.
Jesus.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know why exactly, but alright. Thanks, Day. But yeah, no. Otherwise, trying to get back on topic. Let me see about some other ones. I'll have to go. I wonder about two things. One, I noticed when you post on Twitter, the matches have some sort of brief plot description below, though they cut off abruptly. Is it possible to see them in full anywhere else? Because some of them are really rad. Two, part of me wonders if it's possible to put up some sort of view counter to see how many people are reading a match, though I'm not sure how well this would go other than those potential two things. I'd say it's all good so far. I guess to answer your first question, it is something that we have considered in regards to the plot description, but it's really just a limitation of the site. Like, we can't really change or modify that specifically, as that is a it's just, I'm trying to think the best way to describe this. It's just a brief thing on Twitter. Like I try to get the writers to be more involved in what they write, but that's pretty much as far as it goes, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we try to just have like a basic plot description. I don't think anything gets like too crazy or too fancy, but you know, we try to have some rad ones. So I'm glad you are noticing it. And on the
I should try to write those for my matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, guys can. As for the other than reading those two potential things, the view counter. That's something on the back end. I can't disclose that stuff, but I can say it is something that we're keeping an eye out for, and it is on the site.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that we are, I definitely keep a focus on, and it is something that plays into all of our matches in regards to one way or another and how they, when people are like, oh, we should add this monster, and I'm like, well, this monster doesn't get the viewership as like other monsters, that's what that is kind of like where I tend to come from, at least when I think about those things. Otherwise, anything? A lot of no's. More animated multimedia matches. Something we will try this year. That I can assure you.
Yes. I'm actually...
Not just animated, because it's multimedia for a reason.
Multimedia now, yep. That's actually something I'm trying to, make as sort of, my, thing for the, my, whatchamacallit, sort of, New Year's resolution in a way. It's, trying to figure out a good matchup for, multimedia. So, maybe use some unconventional stuff. But hopefully I should have one within the year. Hopefully.
Yep. Awesome. I guess otherwise, not really, aside from being really obvious when a match is dredged up from the backlog. Oh, and also bring back Frankenstein. Again, no, but...
Based.
Not gonna happen, but, you can keep on asking.
They do have a point with the backlog thing.
Yeah. But
no.
I mean, on the plus side, we are almost there with all the for that matter, I'm pretty sure everything that was pre us has been taken care of, and I think the stuff that we're on is the stuff just from the last 5 years or so, at worst.
Oh, 100% agree.
Oof, that's great.
So.
Well, on a side note, if we do get a everyone or versus everyone match or one with a lot of monsters, I'm not doing that banner. Get Ditto or Soul to make it.
Oh yeah, hey.
I know an overworked banner creator when I see it, and I know exactly that one.
No, we get another everyone versus everyone. Just have Joe just do the stick figure.
Oh, the stick figure version.
Yeah.
More multimedia. The multimedia thing is just either very expensive or just more time consuming. And it's something that we were very interested in, and then things kind of just fell out of place. So, sorry if we excited you all, but yeah.
I mean, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, Tom's already working on a new one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And the last one is give GVR a vacation. And the answer to that one is...
me.
Oh, wait, what? Oh.
Thank you for your
Take a
concern,
nap,
Ditto, but I'm
man.
fine.
I mean, he does need a vacation from Florida.
That's the vacation he really
Go to
needs.
Disney World. Go to Disney World and chill with the gators.
If a gator rolls up in Disney World, I would be concerned.
It's like a swamp hot tub with them.
That's a phrase. Well, here. I think the only thing left for me before I have to go is I'm going to, because I have to go deal with a mailbox apparently. I'm going to list the top 10 matches of the KWC for 2021. Now, I do.
Oh damn, we don't get to hear the best moments.
The best moments. I think I did mention that briefly. Please list name months you want to see removed. Favorite interpretation. I don't think we had. I think our the favorite moments was of all time. So it was kind of split up. Unless
No, it was in the awards.
Oh, was it in the awards? Oh crap! You're right. Oh damn. Oh.
We can do that a different time. Go do your last thing and then fix your mailbox. We can go over that in the actual.
Yeah, I'm not.
KWCC
Yeah,
proper.
I'm not joking. My neighbor knocked. So what happened was my neighbor knocked on the door. They were like, "Hey, I'm your neighbor from 2 years down. We haven't really met, but just so you know, the group mailbox down the street was broken into, and you have some stuff there. I'm not really too worried about my mail because, I'll be kind of honest. I don't think no one. I have no important mail. So. I'm not,
we can do the best moments in the KWCC proper later this month. You can fix your mailbox after this.
Well, I'll grab it. But as for the top matches for the year, in regards to viewership, they are. Let me just get the full list. There we go. Number one is a false. It is a lie. It is fake. Number one is 286 Garoran versus Violante. I think I think a bot or
Bruh.
something happened because this got a ton of views but very low like page. Like it got
I
a
think
ton of
Ditto
views in the
just-
span of a day. So
Bruh.
I think Ditto just reads it like 80 times a day.
But that's Christian Salibert's match,
and
not
that's
round
the
2.
original.
That's the OG.
Yeah, because Ditto loves Goron so much, he reads like every Goron match every day for 80 times.
I can't believe Titano got a bot to read his match.
Didn't even read it, just going to the page a million times.
Refresh it a million times.
Okay, what's next?
Next, so that one's kind of fake. So the real one is Godzilla Legendary versus Godzilla Reiwa. That is the #1 match of 2021.
Oh, what a surprise.
Well, I mean, if you would have went by the awards, you wouldn't have guessed that.
Fair.
But
Well, but here's the thing. The awards probably got upset by how many people were salty over Legendary losing.
that is not too far off. Number 2 was match 330, Brathos versus Kong Legendary versus Skullcrawler. After that,
Yes.
number 3, we have match 275, the Cataclysm of the Monsterverse.
Nice.
Number 4 was 270, Bagan versus the Team Exilians, basically.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Number 5 was Frankenstein versus Godzilla Showa.
Let's go.
Ace.
Number 6 is the Godzilla Legendary versus King Kong Showa.
Let's go.
Number 7 is Godzilla Legendary, Mothra Legendary versus Des Ghidorah.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Ace.
Number 8 is Monster X versus Crystalak, the Visitor, King Caesar,
Okay, yeah, that
Demon,
one.
Gorosaurus.
333.
You.
Number 9 is Gamera Hesai versus everyone.
That's pretty...
And number
Ace.
10 is Bagora versus the Visitor.
Hey, sweet.
Hey!
Nice. Jump Ditto.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I want to bring up a caveat in regards to the fact that while Bagora versus Visitor is number 10, 11 is Tessego versus Kamunga, 12 is Godzilla Hesai versus Ultraman, but 13 is the Redux version of King Kong Showa versus Space Godzilla. So people are reading the newer versions of the matches.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, so I want to bring that because that one's it's still a little lower, but the fact that a Redux gets onto like that close to the top 10, I think is very impressive.
Hooray!
Awesome.
Sweet.
Well, here, I must dip out. I gotta go grab a bat and find out who broke my mailbox. So in any case, I will catch you all another time.
Alright.
Great shout out to add that man to the roster, whoever stole his mailbox.
Yeah.
Gonna retire that motherfucker.
I'm very good at retirement. Jokes aside, thank you for inviting me to this, and I'll see you all another time.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, I think Grayshot has now left, so I guess that probably concludes this particular session. And we will see you guys...
Oh, wait, KWC.
What?
We forgot one little bit of trivia. Yeah?
What's the trivia?
For the KWC animated banner, I don't think Grayshot specified to the artist which version of Gauss we were using, so they drew Showa Gauss.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So for
Well,
a brief moment, Showa Gauss was on the roster.
for a brief moment.
Character select screen.
For a very brief moment.
Oh, I'm so glad I murdered Joe with my meme.
That was
Fucking
awesome.
cinematic.
Put it in the video, please.
No.
Yeah, but
No,
Oh yeah. I forgot.
What the hell? Now I see it!
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it's dumb. Anyway, yeah, no, I think this will conclude this particular KWCC. We'll see you guys later this month for the next KWCC. Till then, folks.